The old maps show the military trail that goes from Fort Riley to Topeka, and then there's a trail that went from St. Joe, I think, down to Council Grove to connect to the Santa Fe Trail, and they intersect in our pasture right there southwest of our house. There was a French Indian that was there like in the 1860s, Brethour, and he had a mill on the creek and ground flour for the Indians. And then he had an inn, according to the documents that I've located, and that inn was as close to the intersection of those two roads. And we've located some ruins that we think are probably where the inn was. And that inn was supposedly one of the finest accommodations on the trail for travelers. It had a carpet and it had a piano. And his daughter would perform on the piano for guests at night, and he would not allow any alcohol in the house and was very strict. We have a grave that we've discovered up on the hill, and the Historical Society from Topeka came out and surveyed that grave and said that was one of the finest examples of a pioneer grave they've ever found. And we have since built a fence around it to keep the cattle off. There's a stone, but this cattle had broken the stone over, and we've glued that back up, but the stone has no inscription on it. But the Brethour family, John Brethour, who's very active in the Air Museum in Topeka, is a descendant, and they're convinced that that is the site of where his grandfather or great-grandfather, whatever it was buried up there in that grave. And they're convinced that that ruins that we have is where his inn was. And we have found I found 3 different locations on Mill Creek there on our property where there had been mills. So one of those has to be his mill site. I can't believe how you could build a mill down on that creek and have it survive more than a year the way they built them. But there's still remnants of one of the mills when the water level's way down in the winter and the water runs clear, where you can see the remnants of the mill.